My spiritual journey started when I was 9 years old, and it started with an experience known as the dark night of the soul. And it lasted for an entire week, but the morning after this experience, and I'll never forget the first time I opened my eyes, there was an angel sitting next to me, and she was holding this beautiful bright light in her hands. And she then lowered this light over my head, and my mind filled with divine knowledge. And these angelic experiences have continued regularly throughout my life, but got less frequent as I got older. But in the summer of '97, when I was 18 years old, a friend of mine had asked me if I wanted to try marijuana, and we did. And I did enjoy the experience. But as I walked home that night, I started feeling this very powerful but dark energy hiding in the hedges across my house. And as I walked closer to these hedges, I was completely overwhelmed with fear, and I came to a stop. And this dark shadow creeped out of the hedges and stood right in front of me, as if he'd been waiting for me for a very long time. And at that very moment, that very specific time and place in my life, I sensed all the light completely disappear, fade away, and a 15-year dark chapter began. But I'm not saying my entire life was engulfed in darkness, because I did have some amazing experiences. I met my wife, I've made some lifelong friends, my band and I also opened up for Bon Jovi, but as I would come home at night, as the night arrived, the torments would begin. Imagine, instead of waking up every morning with an angel by my side, I'd now wake up in the middle of the night with a demon tapping or scratching his fingernails on my headboard. I spent most of my nights frozen in fears, hiding under the covers. Many times also I'd be driving by myself at night, and I'd look at my rearview mirror, and there he was behind me. And also I remember listening to music as I was working late one night, and all of a sudden the music started getting louder and louder and louder. And as I looked behind me, there it was, actually slowly turning the volume knob, trying to create that fear, overwhelm me with fear. And I'm not saying everything happened because of marijuana. Everything happened because it was part of my journey. It was part of my growth. And if it wouldn't have been with marijuana, I would have done something else, or something would have happened to me that would have lowered my vibration to expose me to the lower realm of darkness. And only now, after overcoming this 15-year dark chapter, do I understand that I needed to have all of the experiences that took place, because I needed to have a deep understanding of both light and darkness. I needed to have a deep understanding of both the higher states of consciousness and the lower states of consciousness.